I grew up understanding that my life wasn't just mine, and there was communal. So I'm the 10th of 11 children. So there was a sharing that had to take place. It's also a holistic way of living into my faith tradition, that it's communal. And so if others around me aren't succeeding or aren't doing well, then I'm suffering as a result of that. People should know the Universal Declaration of Human Rights because it really reclaims our humanity. It causes us to think about how individualistic that we have been socialized to be, and it really reclaims this idea of we are all tied together, as King talks about, in an inescapable web of mutuality. So it's just about really becoming more fully human as we live into these, I call them faith practices, because I do believe, and this is without attempting to proselytize anyone for any kind of tradition, but it's to say, just for being a living, breathing human being walking about the face of the earth, that this is how I choose to do that. How can we change the world from right here in Tennessee? I think we've done that once through the Nashville movement and the civil rights movement that was birthed out of Nashville with the Reverend Jim Lawson, who was kicked out of Vanderbilt in 1960 for organizing the sit-ins, right? And so now in 2020 will be the 60th year anniversary of the sit-ins. And this was a refusal to say, I know these Jim Crow laws are on the books, but I know that that's not who I am. So I talk about that every decree that Pharaoh made became public policy. And if we aren't working to change public policy, then we are in this otherworldly kind of, in the great by and by, and you have to die in order to experience any liberation. And I simply don't believe that. I would recommend to get with other like-minded people to try to get into an organization or institution that is committed to that, and actually learning how to withdraw consent, because that's part of the strategy, right? It's first to say, because we're all complicit, and how do we withdraw consent from unjust systems and then begin to build, first to believe that another world is possible, and then to begin in earnest to build that other world. Yeah. I'd like to say that this outstanding humanitarian award is, when I heard about it, I received it as a great honor. I have a great deal of respect for the folks who do this work on a daily basis, and my children are just over the moon, and so I couldn't have gotten $1 million and been more happy, although I would still take the $1 million.